Yo, what up,
Let's go ahead and start off with CoolMcCain's Eagles and Shane Peter's Washington Commanders. This game is tomorrow at 3 p.m. It is the first game on the slate. And as you mentioned, Shane, a big portion of this game and a big portion of what we're going to talk about is Jayden Daniels and the ascension that he has had this year and the way that he has brought this team back into contention single-handedly. He will be the the sixth rookie QB to lead his team to a conference champion, and none has ever won it before. So we'll see if he will be able to do that. He has been able to do that with an 18-ranked defense. So middle-of-the-pack defense means he's pretty much controlling this with his cool, calm, collected composure. On the other hand, right, we got the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, and I want to hear what Cool has to say. Obviously, a little banged up the past few games, wasn't able to run it as well, but they have the best runner, my MVP, Saquon Barkley, who has just been tearing the league up, and I know Cool will talk about that more. So let's go ahead and get started with this game, and we'll throw some more questions in there and stuff like that. But I'm going to go to the guests first, Shane. So we'll start with Cool. Cool, how do you feel about how your Eagles season has progressed thus far to get you to this point?
No, I mean, I said this before on Mars show. I'll just take the same path here. Monster defense, monster run game. Those are two of the things that you need in order to be successful in the NFL in the playoffs. Regular season, you can throw for 5,000 yards, 6,000 yards, 7,000 yards. You have three or four wide receivers that have 1,000 yards. But when you get in the playoffs, you don't have defense, can't run the ball. It's a problem. A lot of close games for the Eagles, but we run the ball very well and we play very good defense. Those are the two things that you need to hold a Lombardi.
And I want to follow that up because last game we saw that the Commanders could not stop the run. And what blows my mind is that they did Ben Johnson did not continue to feed the ball and to Jahmyr Gibbs and keep running because they were unable to stop it. And I cannot foresee in any way them stopping Saquon Barkley here. The Eagles averaged 215 rushing yards in the season series against the Commanders. Peach, talk to us. What do you think about that? How do you feel your defense, a middle-of-the-pack defense, will be able to try to contain Saquon Barkley?
Saquon's going to get his guys. Our best defense is our offense. Keep the ball away. Go on long drives. That's what we've been doing. And he did bring up a good point. In the playoffs, you need good defense, good running game, unless you have one of those ones. You have one of those quarterbacks, like I think Jayden is, he can take you over that top and get you a win. So that's what I'm hoping. Keep the game close. If Jayden has the ball last, good night, Eagles. That's all I'm going to say.
Ooh, okay. So we'll get the scores in here in a little bit, so no one give their score yet. But close games, especially in the playoffs, being two divisional teams, they've played each other twice now. This will be the third meeting. Usually that sort of thing is going to happen. Cool. Talk to us about Jalen Hurts' injury. Tell us what you're hearing from inside headquarters there. Is that going to affect, obviously, it did last game, how much he runs, and how will that affect the game plan?
So it'll definitely affect how he runs. And, we can't run the ball with him a lot because, the Commanders coach, defense coordinator said, if he runs, they're going to treat him like a running back. So, we don't want to have him treated like a running back. And, of course, I'm being sarcastic here because I just want to say on that whole thing, I think it's crazy work to come into a game when you have a mobile quarterback that's going to run the ball and tell the other team's mobile quarterback, if you run the ball, we're going to treat you like a running back and think your quarterback is not going to get the same treatment. That's crazy work. Thank you. That is crazy. It's a work, yo.
In Joe Wick Jr.'s defense, though, my friend, he said that about Baker Mayfield at the podium, too.
What he said about Baker Mayfield, piss on Baker Mayfield and everything about him.
No, I get it.
The Eagles are listening, and you over there talking about we're going to hit your injured quarterback like he's a running back and think that that's just going to be brushed off to the side and we're not going to worry about that.
But, I mean, your coaches are saying the same thing. Ours just said it in public. It is what it is.
It is reckless, though, to say that
your quarterback like a running back.
That's football, man. That's what they all try to do. They're gonna try to rip Jayden's head off. I already know that, but that's every game. You know what I mean? That's every game.
Technically, you're not going to try to rip his head off. What you're going to really do is what you did last time. You try to slam his head in the ground with what's his name?
Luvu, Frankie.
Dirty Frankie again. But,
that's all pro Frankie right there. All pro Frankie.
Hey, dirty all pro.
Wow.
I'll just say this. Jaden's going to be all right. They're going to manage it. The thing with the Eagles is Hurts stays around 200 yards and under. We're 4-0 in the playoffs with him.
Mm-hmm. Exactly right.
For the big numbers, we're 0-3. So why would we go out there under any circumstances and throw the ball more than like 20, 25 times, right? Because we understand what it takes to be successful. We understand what we did right in the past, what we did wrong in the past, right? I don't discount it. So I'll start by that. I don't discount the fact that the Commanders beat us with Kenny Pickett. I just make sure that it said that was Kenny Pickett for most of the game. I don't discount the win, but we have to tell the truth about the win.
No, that's true. But I mean, I still saw Jaden put 5 touchdowns on that defense, regardless. I mean, Jalen Hurts doesn't play defense.
He did put 5 touchdowns on the defense, and he put, if I remember correctly, 3 of them in the second half when we only had one drive ourselves that was a really elongated drive that wasn't a stupid play or a drop or anything like that. And you only had the ball for about 10 minutes, a little bit under 10 minutes in the second half. But, when you don't have when the leader of the defense gets kicked out because somebody pushed him in the face mask and he didn't respond, that does affect how your defense plays too. So we did lose CJ who is the emotional leader of the defense on the field. So that did play a part in how the game in the second half, because that's when Washington started the ascension, when CJ was long gone, as well as Jalen Hurts. But it's okay because you know what? Things happen. He got mad. He let them get to him. He's one of those guys. He just got to stay quiet. He got to just say, hey, I'm going to chill. Even though what you're doing is wrong and what I'm doing is not. Apparently, the referee's going to look past what you do, and he's going to throw the flag and kick me out the game. So,
well, we don't know what he said either. And
whatever, but it's worse enough to allow somebody to hit somebody and not be thrown out. If you want to throw both of them out, that's cool. But if somebody hits you, and that's a personal foul. He should have been. If you want to throw both of them out, cool. But you can't throw one.
I agree. A flag should have been thrown on Chin too. But the flag for him was thrown before the push. It happened after the push. I'm thinking he might have said something to the ref. And just like baseball, you cuss out a ref, you're out of here. So,
what I saw, it wasn't before. I didn't see it after. I saw the push happen, and then I saw a flag come out, and I saw the players on my team looking at the ref like, what? And then the players that were there on my team for CJ said CJ didn't say nothing.
Well, he'll be there tomorrow. He'll be there tomorrow.
And it will be definitely a matchup of obviously Dan Quinn, the defensive head coach there, or the head coach who has a defensive background there in Washington. And obviously, right, you've got the Eagles. Look, when you have Vic Fangio as your coordinator, he is one of the best game planners defensively in the league. And so both of these teams are going to try in quotations to stop the run. But with the best offensive line in the league that the Eagles have, and especially the team still left, and with Saquon Barkley going for almost 300 yards in the regular season, Wildcard Mark, how do you feel about the Eagles' running game versus the Commanders' non-existent running defense, and also Jaden Daniels versus the Eagles defense?
I mean, it's an interesting battle right here because obviously for the Eagles, you definitely want to get Saquon started and let him pretty much be the engine. Whether percentage wise, the health of Jalen Hurts, I just always see the Eagles operate more or better when you rely on some of your other playmakers not named Jalen Hurts.
And now that's going to be an issue too, right? Because he got hurt last game. How do you think that? Obviously, the Commanders are going to try to force him to run a little bit.
Well, and this is why it's very important or very imperative of who's ever calling offense, who's ever in charge of it right now. Is is to make sure that you get these you paid your receivers, Devontae Smith, AJ Brown. You just paid Saquon, and he's had an MVP year. I've been waiting for Dallas Goedert to break through that kind of glass to see if he's going to be a real deal tight end or not. It's like, because I feel like he has the athletic ability, but sometimes I feel like I don't know if it's the play calling or they're not letting him shine enough, or if it's something that he's doing that's not making him break through. But I think I'm waiting for him to like you got rid of Zach Ertz, so we thought you was going to take the torch and run that joint, joint. At least that's what I thought, in my opinion. Cool, you could correct me if I'm wrong. That's just my opinion. Yeah, but it's so many weapons on this offense. It's like you don't have to let Jalen be the focus. I mean, even if he is hurt, you don't have to make him focus.
And now that's the other thing. Cool, I want to come back to you on that, because Jalen Hurts being, banged up and them having to rely on Saquon Barkley, the receivers haven't been able to perform as well either. And that could be partly due to the injury, could partly due to play calling, whatever it is. But Devontae Smith and AJ Brown have not been performing as their usual all-pro levels that they usually play at. What are your thoughts on that? And as well on what he said about what Mar said about Dallas Goedert.
So it's a philosophy change. In the past, we've been a 50-50 run pass team. You got the best running back in the league. You're going to run it. Yeah. So there's not as many opportunities, right? You're looking at 25 opportunities last week to catch the ball, 20 or 25. So when you don't have as many opportunities, it's harder for anyone who's a pass catcher to have the same type of numbers. And that includes Dallas Goedert. And what I'll say about Dallas Goedert is he doesn't get the same bulk that you would want, but the ones that he gets are normally important, right? Big first down, big club somebody down and run. This is a team that's going to run the ball. This is a team that's going to play defense. And this is a team that's going to throw when necessary. And that's whether Jalen's 100% healthy or not. We tried the Super Bowl. We tried the championship game before, right? We got there, but then you got to the main one, and we didn't make the main thing because we didn't play the same way, and it hurt us. So now you know what to follow. You know what's got you here. You continue to follow that same thing. This may be a game where AJ Brown gets off. This may be a game where Goddard gets more. This may be a Devontae Smith game. We don't know. But what we do know is it's probably not going to be all of them because it is going to be run heavy.
Right.
Now, it may be more passes than we normally would have because of Hurts being injured. He has fully practiced the last few days. He can move around on it, but it's a full game. You don't want a quarterback that's injured in any way, shape, or form out attempting to run the ball like he does when he's not hurt, unless he's going to roundabouts or get down. And he will do that at times, but at times he'll try to run through people, get slammed on his head, all that kind of stuff. So got to be careful with him this week. We need him this week, and hopefully we win, and then we'll need him the next week. And there was somebody in the comments that said that Jaden Daniels has been healthy and hasn't really got hit.
That's your boy Flo. That's your boy Flo.
I just want to remind him that against Pittsburgh, there was a rib injury. I think it was either Pittsburgh or the week before that he got a rib injury. I don't know if he forgot about that. And I also want to remind him that when we played the first time, he wasn't able to be as elusive because he was injured. And I'm not, I'm just stating the fact here. Just want to remind him that did happen. So there was a couple of games there where we did have an injured Jaden Daniels with the flak jacket on.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So it wasn't durable all season, but he was tough to play through it.
Yeah, he's gotten better. He's gotten better at getting down and getting out of bounds. I'm not worried about that. But as far as the Eagles go, the game plan that they use is perfect, man. That's perfect for Jalen Hurts. He's not a guy that's going to throw for 300 yards a game. He takes care of the ball. And the one thing that I'm going to say is if he can't run, that helps us out, because when Pickett came in the game, we didn't have to worry about a running quarterback, so we just crashed the edges. And in the second half, Saquon only had 45 yards, and that's a win against Saquon any day of the week, because he had 100 yards in the first quarter, right when Jalen was out there. So if he can't run, maybe we can slow him down. Like I said, he's going to get his 100 and he's going to get his touchdown. But I just say play keep away, score some points, and if you can somehow get up double digits, it's going to be hard for Philly to come back because of how they play. Then they're going to have to throw the ball. It works to our advantage. So we'll see. Like I said, this is going to be the toughest game. I don't care that the Lions were the #1 seed and we beat them. The Eagles are a better team, I think, all around, especially defensively. It's not even close.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can all agree on that. The defense has allowed the second fewest points in the league on the regular season. The Eagles have 30 takeaways over their last 13 games, including a 6-0 edge in the playoffs. So their defense has been playing at another level, which, like Cool, you said they're going to need with Jalen Hurts being banged up. But again, it's going to be a mostly run heavy plan on that side of the ball. Now, on the other side of the ball, we've talked a lot about Jaden Daniels. He's led 11 scoring drives on 16 playoff possessions. They are averaging 31.3 points per game in their 7-game winning streak. So they are humming along. Cool. How do you foresee Vic Fangio putting in a game plan? What exactly will the game plan be to try to contain Jaden Daniels?
That'll be a mix of press coverage. It'll be some regular straight up man. It'll be some zone. There'll be exotic blitzes at times. He doesn't blitz a lot, but there's a guy named Jalen Carter you may or may have heard of.
Ooh,
he's going to be in that backfield, and he's going to be eating a lot. Jordan Davis, a lot of people don't realize Jordan Davis gets double teamed on most plays, right? And when you're running a 3-4, that's why you see a lot of like linebackers getting in the backfield and making plays on. It's because they're double teaming Jordan Davis. You've got Milton Williams you've got to worry about. Then you've got, the big dog. So when you got those three guys up front, that does allow other guys to come off the edge or come up the middle and have opportunities to make plays. So they'll have to make sure they maintain their zones. They'll have to make sure they maintain their gaps. They'll need to read what's happening. They've played Jaden Daniels twice. This is something that no other team in the NFL has had the opportunity to do. We have 2 full games of footage on Jaden Daniels. You understand some of the things that he wants to do, and I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, now that we've played him twice, we're going to take him out of the game, and he's not going to do anything. Not crazy. But it will give us an opportunity to see some of the things that maybe we can exploit. Maybe he turns his foot a certain way, he taps a couple times when doing certain things. Those are things that we'll be able to exploit. And the main person who will be exploiting that will be Jalen Carter. Because for those of you who don't know, that man lives in the film room. The reason he's been so successful is he lives in the film room. Vic Fangio is going to look at what's going on, and then he's going to adapt to that. He's going to start out probably more of base defense, but then as things go on, he'll make adjustments from drive to drive and big adjustments at halftime. What I love about what he does is he's going to look at what you're doing and adapt. The Commanders were very smart last week, right? Because the Lions were like, oh, you're doing the same thing? We can't stop it. So we're just going to let you keep doing it. We're not going to try to do anything different. I think we're going to try to do something different. I don't anticipate a blowout of any nature in this game. Like I said last show, we haven't blown out anybody that's a good team. And we haven't blown out some teams that aren't good teams. But what I will say is when that clock reaches 0, more often than not, we have more points than the other team. And it's not like we're getting it's not like the other team's getting down the field and we're getting like a pass interference call against the other team at the end of the game for us to win. Like we're actually going out and we're beating the other teams, right? So there's something to be said for that. Also, I will say the Commanders do present a problem, and it's crazy how we had so much trouble within the last game with Jaden Daniels running the ball, and we have a running quarterback. I think Jaden Daniels is a little more decisive when he runs. And I know that Jalen Hurts is hurt, but I want people to understand if your game plan is to, Jalen Hurts is hurt, so we're just not going to worry about him because he's not going to run the ball because he's hurt. I want you to come into the game with that game plan. He'll have controlled runs. It'll be runs where he's getting some yards and getting out of bounds or getting down so he doesn't have an opportunity to take a shot to the injured leg. But he's going to run the ball. He's going to run the ball. Because if he doesn't run the ball, then what Shane said would be absolutely correct. We know that. Everybody knows that.
Yeah. And let me turn this to you, Shane, and you, Mar, to answer this. So let me give you a little background on. So in the games versus the Eagles, Jaden Daniels only carried the ball on a designed rush on 6.6% of plays, well below his 10% average outside of those games, which means he was designed to run less against the Eagles when they played him. The Eagles are not a big blitzing team, but they blitzed Daniels at the highest rate of the whole season that he had been blitzed at in week 16 at 25%. But Daniels has been one of the best against the league in the blitz, just ruining, eviscerating, total evisceration of the Detroit line. But as Cool said, right, rushing more defenders, especially Jalen Carter, who, and I want you to touch on this, Shane, but you're missing left guard Sam Cosby, I believe is his name. And so that is somebody who would most likely be part of the double team that would be thrown at Jalen Carter, which no longer is going to be there. So how can Cliff Kingsbury, who has now, jacked up the amount of runs within the playoffs, but hasn't done it against the Eagles, how can they find the success, or what other things may they do if the Eagles are able to contain Jaden Daniels?
Well, I mean, they're gonna have to try to run him. I don't think he ran that much the first game against him because he was hurt. He had the ribs, so there was no designed runs that game. So I think that kind of skewed everything. We're gonna have to pray without Cosby there. I'm not gonna lie about that. Without Cosby there, we're gonna have to pray because he's our best lineman. We're gonna have to double team Carter and hope for the best. The main thing, we got to stay ahead of the sticks, because that's another thing. Since the playoffs start, especially, we go on every fourth down if we're across the 50. If we stay ahead of the sticks, you're gonna have to stop us 4 downs, not 3. We don't care about kicking field goals, as you saw last week. We have a scary kicker anyways, so you might as well go for it. And plus, you got to score points to win because of our defense. So that's what I say we have to do. Just, like I said, play keep away. That's the main thing.
Mar, what do you think about that? What do you think about the Eagles trying to contain Jaden Daniels? Obviously, they run less against the Eagles with that menacing defense. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, you obviously have to. I mean, we got to understand that even though he is a rookie, age-wise and maturity-wise, he's a little bit mature than your average rookie. So we got to remember, like, his running abilities. Whether you agree with it or not, and I'm not saying they're at that level, but he's dangerous enough to scare you like a Lamar Jackson. We can't act like it's impossible. So the guy can move the ball with his feet. And if you don't have gap integrity and keep your lane integrity and make sure that you keep him contained, those big gashes makes that offense in Cliff Kingsbury, he's going to start cooking, and then next you know, this not even you're going to have a repeat of last week. If you don't contain Jaden, oh come on, man, you might as well call your travel agency, Philadelphia Eagles, and say where you want to go. Belize or Cancun.
We going to Cancun, baby. We going fishing.
So yeah, going fishing. Get your boat, get your reels. And get your bait, because you mess around and don't contain Jaden, and that opens up the playbook. And Cliff has shown that if it's starting, let's be honest, Jaden is the engine to it. He's so composed, and I love what you said about him earlier. He's not scared. He's not scared of this.
So composed for a rookie, man. Just cool as a cucumber.
Hey, I call it Triple C, cool, calm, collected. He's ready to go, and I think he's the key of this game. It's either way it goes. If they get to him and can get the pressure on him and slow him down, I think it slows down that Commanders offense. Because as much as I love Scary Terry, to take him out the game is to get to his quarterback. I mean, let's be honest. I love Austin Eckler, but he's not the same Austin Eckler that was the fantasy god for the last 5 years, and can make a little bit out of something with short little dunking passes like that. It's all on Jaden for me. So we'll see how it goes. But because he's so cool, calm, and collected, I think he's ready for the moment. So Vic's gonna have to come up with ways to get to him with less, if that makes sense.
And no N'Kobe Dean is huge because he was spying Jaden the first 2 games, and he is really good. You might have to move Bond over there, and he's an all-pro and all, but I'd rather have him spying than in coverage because he is great in coverage.
Oh, he's absolutely great in coverage. So I loves that.
Jeremiah Trotter Jr. will probably be the spot in his place. And
Gotcha.
Also Deron Payne.
Oh, that hurt. That hurt today.
It will be big for Jalen Hurts and his ability to be comfortable.
But we have Jonathan Allen back, thank God. He was out the first 2 Eagles games as well. So, we lose one, gain one. It stinks. I wish we had them both because you need all the depth you can on that line when you have to stop Saquon Barkley.
Absolutely.
And if we do win this game, by the way, y'all, there's a high probability that we will have BG back for the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay. All right. So that's some insider information right there, y'all. Very nice. All right, cool. Well, you have heard all of the insider analysis. Now is the time to pick the games. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in before we pick their flow. Obviously, Bottom Line Sports, and he does the NFC East show with CoolMcCain. G-Pick. Yeah, man, that sounds good. I hope you enjoy your spread for tomorrow's game. Sounds amazing. That's how he says. That's how we do it in KC, Mark. He said he'll be in Lot C, sir. Lot C.
Yeah. I'll be at work, and the way that my funds is set up, I can't afford no playoff tickets right now. So I will be looking at that from the comfort of 5267 Finley Street. Yeah,
sorry, you don't need to put your whole addy out there on the internet.
It ain't.
It's work, so it's work.
First of all, if somebody come to my house, please believe. If the dog bark, but you don't want to mess with the owner. I'm just letting you know. All right, I practice. All right, pow. I got good.
You got something in the hip pocket just in case.
Hey, it's gonna be a whole bunch of slow singing and flower bringing. If my burger
singing and flower bringing, let's go. All right, cool. Well, let's go around the horn and answer this. First of all, I want to know your score of the game. Who's going to win, obviously, but I also have another question that has been a very hot question around the shows this week. Is this Jaden Daniels rookie season the best rookie season for a quarterback ever? So answer that and give us your score. CoolMcCain, start us off, brother.
I'm going to go, of course, Eagles. I'm going to go 31-24. I would say this isn't the best rookie season ever. I can't think of a specific one, but I would say it is a very impressive rookie season. And honestly, depending on what happens on Sunday and if they win 2 weeks from then, it could possibly go to the best rookie season.
Okay, well, there you go. That was 34. You said 34-24 or 34-21?
31-24.
31-24. All right, cool. Shane, you're up next. Answer the score and also if it's the best rookie quarterback season ever.
31-28, last second field goal because they give Jaden the ball last. We drive down, kick a field goal, and win. I think it is. I mean, I'm biased too. I'm not going to lie, but I think you stamp it 100% if he goes to the Super Bowl. Though we win tomorrow and he plays great. I mean, who had a better rookie year as a quarterback? Seriously.
I mean, they're saying Lamar Jackson possibly, and
but he didn't really play his rookie year though. That doesn't count.
Okay, well,
right? We're talking rookie season.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Wild card, Mar.
Now, honestly, man, this is a divisional a matchup, and if people really think that the Commanders don't have a chance in this game, I think you're crazy. You shouldn't talk football. Look, the thing about divisional games is, obviously playing them twice, you're gonna know some tendencies. Obviously, play people 3 times in 1 year. Jeez. Throw everything out the damn window. I got this 31-28 Commanders. I think Jay. When you talk about moments that are big, did we not just witness what this man just did the last 2 weeks?
Right.
He ain't scared, bro. Like, this is big nut shit, bro. My man got big
nut it up.
Let's just call it what it is. My man got big nuts. All right.
cold pause all day.
This is kind of what it is. 31-28. And I can respect the dude that got big nuts and he's cool, calm, and collected. And guess what? It's the team that's following him. They feeding into him. And then when he goes, everybody goes. And that says something. That's a quality that only a small list of quarterbacks got. And he got this in year one.
6 game-winning touchdown drives in under 30 seconds. 6 his rookie year.
In year one? This what do you know the qualities in this guy of what you were seeing? And I'm sorry if it looks like I'm glazing, then I don't give a damn. But be a hater. The dude has qualities that has Hall of Fame, GOAT type qualities written all over him right now in his rookie year. So what? Call me a prisoner of the moment. That's what I'm seeing. He's doing shit that only greats do. And
with a crappy roster, let's be honest. Like, what other quarterbacks can do this with this roster, man? He's got Terry McLaurin and a bunch of guys.
I call a spade a spade. The man is doing great shit right now, and I gotta call it what I see. All right. Only greats is doing what he's doing. Don't no bums just luck up on no shit like this. I'm sorry. Because you can spot a bum. I can spot a bum in a heartbeat. He ain't got bum written over him. This dude got something special. And no pun intended, the magic is in DC.
Yes, it is. Oh, baby. Oh, it is. So, Chocolate City. On point right now.
Hey, I'm telling you, if they win this game, Chocolate City is about to be in full effect, bro.
Yeah. Dude, I would
acting a fool tonight or tomorrow night. So, I just got a feeling Nick Sirianni is about to do something stupid. Sirianni is literally that guy in high school that has the world given to him, but he's the fuck up of the family. And you like, how are you given the world, but you are just a habitual just fuck up, and you're a waste to society. And so you look at this situation, and Nick Sirianni, I got a gut feeling he's going to do something just so idiotic to just ruin an opportunity for the Eagles to get back to the Super Bowl. And that's why I'm kind of factoring that in too. So give me, because especially if this starts getting high score, he's going to have to find a way to insert more Jalen Hurts into that game. And I don't know if you necessarily need that in this game. So, yeah, Commanders. Sorry to be winded. I got to get my pride, bro.
Nick Sirianni's just been taking mad shots fired this week. And so that's from Wildcard Mar to Nick Sirianni. I don't agree. I think people been shitting on him way too much lately. I think he is a good coach and has gotten the Eagles to be consistent and consistently win. Now, I'm not saying obviously it's all him. He has really good players on that team, so it's obviously not all him. But do I disagree with you? Like, I may not be able to see him doing something completely stupid. No, it's very, very possible. But I don't have all the Nick Sirianni hate that a lot of other people have and have been saying this week. I think he's a much better coach than people give him credit for. That being said, Flo came in 31-30 Commanders. Both you and Shane Peacher, Wildcard Mar, both had 31-28 Commanders. CoolMcCain picked the Eagles. I am going to say this. I said this on the Bottom Line Sports the other day with Flo. Saquon Barkley, and I've been saying this all year since like week 4, Saquon Barkley is my MVP. I do not think that quarterbacks should win the award every year. It should be more varied, and we have not seen a running back since Adrian Peterson, and I believe he has had that sort of season this year. And I think that with Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson both having really great seasons, but just being a running back and having to carry a team like that, I just think makes a difference. So number 1 and my MVP. Number 1 rookie quarterback season of all time. Again, I don't know. I would have to go back personally and look at all the seasons. But from what I do know, in all the records that he set this year, all the stats that we talked about today, I would have to say yes. From what I can remember, watching football for 30, 40 years now, for what I can remember, this has been the greatest rookie quarterback season I've seen personally. So that's what I'll say there. In terms of the score, this has a lot more to do with Jalen Hurts' injury. This has a lot more to do with the resurgence of the Commanders' offense. Also has to do with the divisional game being the third game of the season, these teams knowing each other so well that we all agree it's going to be a close game. I am going with the upset. I think that with the combination of, again, mentioning Jalen Hurts' injury, going to have to lean on Saquon Barkley, the Commanders' offense being on such a historic run right now, I just have a feeling, as you mentioned, DMV, it's going crazy. I was at a local watering hole last week having a couple libations, and the DMV was going crazy. They were just going wild inside of bungalows, and I will expect nothing less tomorrow after it were to happen again. I am going 28-24. Commanders win the game and go to the Super Bowl for the first time in, what's that? Wow, that's a long time. 33 years.
Thank you guys and everyone in the chat. Because the fact that you all picked the Commanders makes me feel even better about the game. Oh, and all-time quarterbacks, I did some quick research here. I'll give you three that I think are right there with Jaden Daniels, Cam Newton, Justin Herbert, and Russell Wilson.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like the Cam Newton.
I don't think he's all-time, but I think he's top 5. Right now.
Okay. Those other guys had top 5 defenses, though. Just saying.
It doesn't have anything to do with their stats they put up, though.
That's a good point.
That's true too. I'll give you that. But they didn't win either.
Because like Jalen Hurts doesn't play defense. Offense, the defense, they don't play defense. So they still had to do everything on their side of the ball.
I'm gonna have to check out the Cam Newton one because I think that's going to be actually really close. I want to see the 5.